Alright, what's going on, everybody? My name is Zach Hartzman, and this is the Hey Listen game stream. I'm a teacher out I'm a high school teacher out in New York City, and I'm also the founder of Hey Listen Games, and every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m., we play games that I've taught with or have curriculum for on my website, Hey Listen Games. And this is a game that I actually have taught with before, and there is curriculum for it on Hey Listen Games, and we are playing the Stanley Parable. For anyone who doesn't know, the Stanley Parable is one of the funniest games out there. It's a walking simulator game where basically it's first person, and we're just going to be walking around an office and just kind of interacting with the environment and to see how the story plays out. When I used the game, I used it during an advisory lesson with my high school students to talk about the importance of decision making. So I hope you all enjoy this game, because it's quite for anyone who loves video games, the narrative of this game is just absolutely hilarious. Lots of breaking the fourth wall. The end is never the end is loading. The fun thing about this game is that one playthrough can take anywhere from like 5 minutes to 15 minutes. One playthrough of the game is not too long.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Not Stanley from The Office.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk.
Not Stanley
telling
Tucci.
him what buttons
Although I
to
do
push,
like Stanley Tucci.
how long to push them, and in what order.
This is just
This is
typical
what
office
employee
worker Stanley.
427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy. I think this game was made
And then one
using a
day,
mod of
something
Half-Life
very
2
peculiar happened.
originally.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk.
Here, actually, I should turn on subtitles. Let's do full captions.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained
Definitely
for that.
Office vibes, or like Office Space vibes.
This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough,
The narration in
the
this game
answers
is
would come.
hilarious.
Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer.
But now the door closed,
Now it's even closer.
and it's not letting me
Here
out
it
the door.
comes.
So that was one of the endings, if you just stay in the room. Oop.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So that's the thing, the game narrates, and then you can choose whether or not to follow the narration. So he said, go to the meeting room, so let's go to the meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, chat, what should I do? Narrator says I should go through the door on the left. Do I listen, or do I head to the door on the right? Fight the system. Bear Drew wants me to go through the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
kids will find this hilarious as you play through it.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Bearju, have you never played this game or watched this game? A on Holiday. This game, so he just said, I went through the door on my left. How's it going, Holiday? Do I listen or do I head straight? I think Bearju wants me to fight the system. Let's fight the system. It's in your Steam library because everything is in somebody's Steam library.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. What if I want to?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
So
I'm not asking for me.
So lines like that, when I played this
her.
game, I was talking about decision making and making choices and when to listen to authority figures through this game.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her.
Okay. I've played this game before, but I don't know every single ending.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you
Hey,
actually think
Hybrid,
you had
good
a
to have you
loving
here.
wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh, he's not letting me. Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh no. Good morning, employee 427. Press LT on your gamepad. Left trigger. Do I want to press that?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Okay.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
All right, so
Now
next
he's
time I'm not going to
pushing a
listen to him.
button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
What if I just don't? Will anything happen? Press X. Nothing happens when I press X. Alright, I'll just press it.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Okay. Watch TV.
And so he began to
Oh, the TV's
fantasize about
gone.
his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers,
I think he's mad
his
we didn't
boss,
listen to him originally.
everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press Y to spend time with the boys. I do like to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two
He's
open
not letting me.
doors
I just have to
and
listen
that
to
he
the
could
story.
go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press A to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to
the
fill it
kitchen
with
is
many
gone.
possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Oh, that's the name of the game. Press B to tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I can play again. Tell my wife I love her.
But there is no answer.
Oh, there's no
How
wife.
could there possibly be?
It's just the
In
office
reality,
coming back.
all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more
I do know I'm not the only
invested he
teacher who has
gets,
used this game.
the
I know a
more
lot of
he
teachers have used
forgets
this to
which
teach
life
about
is the real one.
like office life, since a lot of people do go into office jobs.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
I broke
Here,
it. I think I
watch
did.
this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh no. What do I do? Do I press the button? This is the first ending you got to? Nice.
You see? Can he just not hear me?
Oh, I'm back in the beginning
How
of the
can I
game.
tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press B to question nothing.
I
Okay.
suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make
Narrator
the
is
rules.
definitely super
I
sassy.
simply play to
I
my
know that
intended
one
purpose.
content
the
warning
same
you
as
do need to
Stanley.
give your
We're
students
not so
beforehand
different, I
is
suppose. I'll try once more to
potentially
convey all
talks
this
of
to him.
suicide.
I'm
It's not
compelled to.
overly
I must.
apparent in this game, but it is
Perhaps,
something that
well,
comes up.
Maybe this time he'll see.
So it's good to just let
maybe
your
this
students know
time.
beforehand that it
And I tried
happens.
again.
Oh
And
goodness.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
I pushed a button. Yep, so that's another one of the endings. So that's the thing. This game has many, many different endings. So now we're back at the beginning. Should we listen to him on this?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So last time we went to the door on the right. Should we go to the door on the left? I think I'm going to do it. Listen to him.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for
Feeling
not
a
getting
wave
fired.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Meeting schedule. Targets. This just seems like a very who moved my desk. Please keep the targets on the topic of write it out. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Replete. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Thank you. The narrator doesn't seem to think I am very unique. Broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Do I still listen? Up to the boss's office? Sure, why not? Executive bathroom. Not allowed in there. Oh, I'm the boss now.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
So I'm the boss.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
But I know this, because the narrator just told me. 2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
It is
He
amazing.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ooh. Try 888 next time. Alright, next time we're here, we're doing 8888. Push the button, I guess. Service elevator. Oop, loading. I forgot older games need to load.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature
A lot of
his
the same
job.
humor that's found in
Why
like
did he
the
feel
Portal
this
games.
now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
1313 or 1337. We'll have to try them all as we keep going back to that room.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh. What do I do? Narrator's telling me to go through the to go to the mind control facility. Someone's telling me to escape. Facility, go to the facility. We're listening to the narrator.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place
Last time
hold?
someone told me to escape.
Stanley thought to
It worked
himself.
out in the end, except you
Did
didn't
he
get
have
cake.
the strength to find out?
That's true. Okay.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so
There's
many
no one there.
individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, keep going. Now it's Clockwork Orange. That's a movie I haven't seen
This
in
mind
probably
control
15,
facility,
20 years.
it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh, fired. One of them got fired.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Okay.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
That says number 4. Do I go to the power room? This is probably a fun job for the narrator. 100% the narrator is having a blast doing the lines for this game. Do I do something with these numbers, or do I just go right on in? Let's go right on in. Those numbers probably lead to a different ending.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So I can destroy the office or keep it going. Narrator wants me to destroy it. So let's listen to the narrator this round.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
I have to go back.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Go.
No longer would
Reminds me
anyone
of
tell him where
the
to go, what
ending
to
of
do,
Portal 2,
or
when you
how
finally
to
get
do
out
it.
of the...
Whatever life he lives, it will be.
whatever the name of the industries are, the
And
company.
that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Alright, he says that I stepped through the door, so let's go.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
You have the
This
game, know
was
where it came
exactly the
from.
way,
Probably some Steam
right
sale.
now, that things were meant to happen.
I know the creator of this game also made a second one called The
Stanley
Beginner's Guide, which I'm
was
thinking of
happy.
streaming after we work our way through this one for a couple of weeks. Achievement unlocked. Beat the game. Alright, so listening to the narrator is beating the game. Now we can switch up some of our decisions.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe I missed a memo. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait, so to beat the game and fight the power of the Overseer, you had to listen to the Overseer. Exactly. Hybrid. Which is why this led to some fun conversations with my students. We did the right door, the left door. Let's go back to the right door.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, why not?
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So last time I went that way, so let's go this way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Ooh. Do I go back on track or do I go down this elevator? Oh, this is literally the other side. That's the meeting room. Big button. Bear Drew says big button. Let's press the big button.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Okay. I guess I gotta...
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Okay, narrator. Okay, narrator.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now.
This game's some of the best
story
storytelling.
Is absolutely, definitely this way.
To the truck. Okay, we're going further down. Always press the big button. Oh, we're in the same room, but it looks like we're higher up.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track.
No, don't restart me.
From the top.
Oh, that bastard. So he didn't like that I didn't listen to him, so he restarted the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait.
Oh,
what?
the doors are closed.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure.
This game's also a really
somewhere.
wonderful example of stories that can really only be told
Come, Stanley. Let's find
through the video game
the
medium,
story.
right? You can't really do this in TV, film, or books, or even comics. Alright, I don't know which door I should go. Those were the two original. Anyone have a preference of door that I should go through? Can I just go back? Can't go back. That's probably this way, so I can go that way, or I can go out that
I'll say
door.
it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can
I'm
promise you
narrator.
there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Did you not
Well, I find it
Don't
unlikely
restart,
that we'll ever progress
I'm
by
going,
starting
I'm
over
going,
and
I'm
over
going,
again.
I'm going.
But it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
He restarted me. I took too long. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
Those
to the
numbers
meeting
weren't
room.
there, right?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe they were. I can't remember.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible
Hey,
the story
Hager
is
X
back
Lil,
where we
how's it
just
going?
came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
You want me to go back? Okay. Hey, thanks for following. So for anyone new to the stream or who doesn't know, or first time, second time, whatever, my name is Zach Hartzman.
Aha!
I'm a
knew we'd
teacher
miss
in
something.
New York City, a high school
The
teacher.
story.
And I teach
Here
with
it
video games a lot.
comes.
So we, every
No,
Wednesday
wait,
at
never
7:30,
mind.
we
Not
stream
the
games that
story.
I've played
Okay,
with my
let's head back
students.
the
And a
other
couple
way
years ago, I
and
did play the
retrace
Stanley
our
Parable with my
steps.
students to talk about decision making. Alright, so we're going back this way. All of my curriculum is available on heylistengames.org. It is all free. What the hell happened here?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place
I
in an
do
office
remember
building.
that, like,
Is
3
that
years
correct?
ago at the Game Awards, they announced that the Stanley Parable
Do you
was going to
remember,
come to
Stanley?
Switch and PS4,
Well, do you know what?
I think.
Since I've completely
now
forgotten
PS5,
what
but
we were
that hasn't
supposed to be
happened,
doing,
I don't
how
think, yet.
about this? You win! Congratulations!
Oh,
I
thank
know
you.
you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good
I want to look up how
job.
many endings there are to this game.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
I
Some
put in
people
some
win
work.
fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay?
I love the breaking
I'm
the fourth
getting
wall.
weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Uh-oh. Okay.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line.
Hello, Telrea
How
Best.
simple is that?
I love this game so much. It's so funny. Alright, so now the narrator wants me to follow the line. Should I follow, or do I just ignore it? Narrator seems a little upset, so let's follow the line. Or he's stressed.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though,
Big
here's a
button,
thought.
big yellow line, both seem
Wouldn't
trustworthy.
wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Ooh, another path I
Simply
can go.
by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay.
Filing bit is awesome.
Now,
Just
if
look at
my
the link
experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa,
Maybe.
whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
I do teach English language
I'd like
learners,
to
so there were
apologize.
times in this game where
Not
I had
sure
to
where I
explain
was
things
going
or it
with
got
all that.
confusing
You know
because of
what?
the language.
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Very loud music. Monthly ledgers. Corporate imbalances. This You're saying there's something in this room? Okay. Views, consolidation report, departmental accounts, personal files. Right, that goes that way. Which way did I come from? I came from there. Okay. I was like, oh, it's like it's actually messing with me. That's why. Okay. corner there is longer than the room is wide. Got it.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You
Okay.
won't want to miss anything.
So we want to remember the fern. Oh, the one corridor disappeared. Okay. Alright, goodbye, nice fern. One more look. Okay, let's go.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Follow the line, follow the line. Oh!
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us?
Oh, no.
And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Do I get a line again? Line's still there. Hey, Belmont, how's it going?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Alright. I've been listening to you for
Now,
a while now, though.
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want
just
our
going in
story to
circles.
be?
Or squares.
Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
This game is so unique. I love it so much. Oh, we got a hallway.
Oh, no, not you
line is back.
again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the
forgot
line
about
from
the
having any
impossible
role
rooms
in
in
our
this, yeah.
awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Ignore the line. Oh, off it goes. The ceiling.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I
gonna go
know
this
that
way.
each door has to lead somewhere,
Because I'm a
which
rebel.
means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go,
How did they
there must
did
be a
it?
reverse door
Did they draw the
that
room
leads here.
you're in, or
And
teleport
that
you
in
in a
turn
series of
means that
similar
our
maps?
destination corresponds with
I
the
honestly don't know.
counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will
You haven't seen
taking
this one
the
before
right
on
door
Holiday? Okay.
lead us to where
We're in unique
going?
territory.
And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh, I have to. Okay. The confusion ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this?
First restart, second,
The
third, fourth.
confusion ending. You're
This is
telling
literally
me
the narrative
that's
tree
what this
of
is?
what we've been doing.
It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
What are we on the fifth?
It's all determined? So
Return to
now,
my
according
room.
to the schedule, I restart
Find the
again.
confusion
Then what?
ending.
Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget?
Yes, we're going to the fifth. Narrator
My mind
forgets
goes
about the previous
blank
restarts.
simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me?
After a long
Why
time,
don't I
Stanley
get to
dies.
decide?
Oh no.
Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the
doors
game. I won't
led to the
do
same
it.
room.
I won't do it. I won't do it. And The timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something
Find the line
happen?
again, begin following the line, find identical replica of the office that has been returned. Attempts to make up a story here.
I guess
Find a
now we just
bookstore.
wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, in the meantime...
Oh. Now, did the confusion ending actually end, or are we just in the fifth restart?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Someone asked me about 420 before. Where's 420? There, 419, 418, 21, 22, 24, 23. There's no 420 computer. After just playing 12 minutes, I'm seeing some slight similarities. I was considering playing 12 minutes for this stream and then potentially make a curriculum for it, but I watched my wife play it, and it deals with some themes that probably aren't appropriate for school settings, so we decided not to stream it this week.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. Which door am I going through? Left door or right door? He wants me to go through the left door. Abide. Left door. I kind of want to... You're just lurking. I kind of want to go to the escape room. Right? Because
Yet
one
there
of
was
the
not
other
a single
times
person here either.
I listened
Feeling
until...
a wave of
and then we went
disbelief,
to the
Stanley decided to
mind
go up to
control
his
facility.
boss's office, hoping he might find it. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You're doing great, lurking. You're doing great. I could also go down. No, I want to escape. Let's escape. Okay. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
What was it?
What could it mean? Stanley
I forget the
wondered
code.
aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret
2845.
that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind
sorry,
of
narrator.
anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age
Oh, you're
music.
not gonna let me. I'm being punished for trying to rush through the scene.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Again, this is not a
Stanley
story
calmly
that you
walked
can tell in
forward
any medium
into
besides
the
a video
opened
game.
passageway.
Okay, so now we're gonna go through here until we see the big escape. Anything over here? Nothing over there. Big button. Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, let's listen to whoever wrote that.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I don't believe you.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No, I don't believe you.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes. Oh. Did it restart? Nope, we're just falling.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his
Oh
demise,
no.
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence
We're gonna get
whatsoever.
squished.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Alright. Goodbye. Oh?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into
A
the
second
enormous
narrator.
metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What
Okay.
exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless,
forgot about this.
making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
So this is a museum of, like, everything in the game. So these are the paintings in the game, the computer you start at, the, like, opening office layout and corridor. It's the credits. So now we beat the game officially because we escaped. The office. That's the big red button we pressed. Greenlight. In September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight. Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The Greenlight page had only a series of cryptic photos, which were still enough to win the community's approval. Cool. I don't think we've gotten to a war zone in the game yet. We designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that is far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which is not our intention. So I guess that wasn't in the game. Dear Stanley, how do you type with boxing gloves on? Pen. Okay. How do we restart from the museum? Stanley's office. Game design mockup. Such a cool thing to include. You love that they added a sly way to put the credits in behind the scenes info, yeah. Oh! Alright. What's that room? Alright, no, that's fine. Let's go into this room over here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still
Gotta
save
run.
these
No
two.
worries, Boma.
You can
See
stop
you-
the
see you in a
program
future
before they
week.
both fail.
Oh, we're back to
Push
being
escape
squished.
and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time choose.
Oh, so we did it. We did get crushed. Black screen. Black screen. Resume the game. Hey, Mr. Washburn, how's it going? I don't know if I'm supposed to wait a couple of seconds or if I just click begin the game again. I'm gonna click begin the game again. This time I want to go, when we get to the staircase, I want to go down the stairs instead. Was there always a phone ringing? That's definitely new, right? Oh. I just turned that off by accident. Oh, the narrator's not talking. Spooky. Details about the office change every run, right. And the narrator's not speaking. I don't like it. I miss him.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. There are those paintings we saw in the museum.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yeah, we
Feeling
already
a
heard
wave
this.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope, this time we're gonna not listen to you and go downstairs. Anything. That's just the light. Okay, let's see what happens.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Your favorite
he might
ending's
be
the warehouse
fired
one.
for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he
Mr. Washburn,
taken
have you ever
that
played this game
risk?
before?
All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe,
This game
he
is
thought to himself,
hilarious.
maybe I am crazy.
It's like a must play for any
All of my
video game
co-workers
fan.
blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Those are good questions.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No,
think they
Stanley
are.
said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Yep.
And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
He's just dreaming.
And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Okay.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the
I don't think he's
strangest
dreaming.
question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by
Very
Stanley,
meta.
who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
I almost don't want to talk
Stanley
because I just
is
want
as
the narrator
awake
to
right
speak
now
constantly.
as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
That's not gonna
I'm
work.
through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
All you do
It's
is
all
push
I
buttons.
want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
That got a little bit heavy there. Almost therapeutic. Oh, but we're still in here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, interesting.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was
Stanley just, like,
interrupted
died
by
on
the
the
body
sidewalk.
of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh, Mr. Watchman, you have no idea.
Although
This
she
game
would
is
soon
just
turn to go call for an
fantastic.
ambulance. For just a few brief moments, she considered the
each
strange
run is like
man.
between 5
He was
and
obviously
15
crazy.
minutes,
This
and there are
much
just
she
so
knew.
many
Everyone
different
knows what
endings and
crazy
different
people look like.
like
And
narrative
in that
trees that it
moment,
can go.
She thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think
It's some of the
this,
best
and in a
storytelling in
certain way,
video
seeing
games.
this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
All right, it's 8:29, so let's do like one or two more runs. Oh, it's different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
But you
Stanley decided to
changed
go
the
to
layout.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You're totally gonna watch Hitchhiker's Guide now, yeah. Right, so Mr. Washburn, basically the premise is that you could like listen to the narration and do exactly what he tells you to do, or you just kind of not listen at all and create your own story and see what the consequences are. So let's go, last time we did left, let's go to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply, and so but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. Okay, so last time I was in here, he told me
Stanley
not
was so
to
bad at
jump
following
down.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Over here. Do I die?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley.
You can give a hint,
Everyone thinks you
Toria.
are very powerful.
Alright, so that didn't work. But I think if that platform moves, I can do something. So let's go back there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Jump off when you pass. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, so we're gonna
Look,
fall
Stanley,
onto
I think
this
perhaps
ledge.
we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
I see, and then we can
here.
go that way.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
pass the broom
but
closet,
the
I
fact
should
is
stand
that
in
the
it.
story has
Will
been
do.
about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Okay.
Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
No.
Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Should I listen to him? This is gonna be the final run. Because someone else is taking over the stream. Holiday doesn't want me to listen, so we're going through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Both doors are great. Defiance is fun. Blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Alright, well you took the choice away. Oh! How funny. Blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
So next time,
Was it worth
next week
ruining
we'll go
the
through the red
entire
door.
story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option.
Oh.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
There's so many endings and branches, because what if I just don't go through this special new door?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Do you think the game broke for you when you defied the third door? Funny. I had a good time. I like more
Aha!
choices.
You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled
Rated
a
him
new
a 1 and he
version.
got pissed.
And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
You
Let's
did knock
take
it out
a
of the
look.
park. Oh. Worldwide leaderboard. That's a lot of doors open. Oh, Jesus. Do I still go through the third door? What if I just do it again?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again,
No.
honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Okay. Oh.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art
This fucking
world
baby.
will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Wow, that's annoying. Do I let him burn? Does this go on forever? Let the baby burn. See, I don't think I actually... When I played this with my students, I only played it for 1 day, so we never got to this ending. And I kind of want that to happen. That being said, I teach high school students, so they're more
You
equipped to
heartless
deal with
bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a
This is a
shot.
long run. Oh, we're Minecraft.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it
This
ever
is so
be
funny.
enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you.
Oh my goodness.
From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Nice little cozy house.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Oh, he's making a path for me.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind.
We're
I'm
a
looking
long
for
way
something
from the
more
office.
narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Oh. Are we back to the office?
Yes!
Oh, it's Portal.
I don't even know what this game is, but I love
It's
it.
Portal. We're in Portal.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious.
Hey, Tocho, how's it
Go
going?
find out what the hell this is.
We're in Portal, which we did a stream of a couple months ago. Portal and Portal 2.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
I did it.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt
Similar
you're
energy,
any wiser
definitely.
for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as...
Oh. Okay. It's like a skeleton of the office. Filing cabinets. Oh. I fell. I'm in a corridor, but there's no lights. It's amazing that they got permission to do this. It's hilarious that they got permission to do this. Okay. Okay, okay. Oh, we got a light. Ooh, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? It's not letting me do anything. Does something change if I go back? Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world.
I think
Oh,
my favorite
yes.
ending is what we're
Yes, I'll
currently
be
in with
back, but there's
Minecraft
no
and
other
Portal.
way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back.
So far.
The
We're going to
end
do
will
one
be
more
here
week at this game,
soon.
because I do want to play around a little bit more.
Very soon. I can wait.
Now is it actually going to... Oh! Step back to the beginning. It is! Alright, good place to stop. So we're going to do this for one more week. Next week. Same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the week after, we're going to start the Beginner's Guide, which is... I've played this game before, and although I haven't gotten all of these endings. The Beginner's Guide is the creator's second game after this one, which I've also heard is fantastic. So once again, thank you all for joining. My name is Zach Hartzman. I'm the founder of Hey Listen Games. I do have curriculum for this game, The Stanley Parable, on my website. And I played it with my students to talk about decision making and choices and listening to authority figures. And there is more. I don't think the second game is a sequel to this, or maybe it's just like a spiritual sequel, but I don't know if it involves Stanley or this specific narrator in any way. But thank you all again. You can see links to the Facebook, the Twitter, the Discord, the Patreon. So anyway you want to continue hanging out with us, please do. And I will see you all next week. Thanks again, everyone.